Likutei Moharan Torah Chaf Beis. We're holding in the middle of Seif Tes. We said to come to Azus the Kedusha, the boldness that comes from the side of holiness, holy boldness. We come through an in of Nasav and Nishma. We said this Nasav and Nishma is that the Nasa is Niglois, this is what is revealed, this is what's known, and the Nishma is that which is concealed. It will be known in Yetz Hashem. In every mitzvah in the Torah, there is the diburim of the Torah. The Torah says, you know, to put on film. But then there are other diburim which are around that commandment in the Torah. Hashem said to Moshe, do this, do that, whatever it is. There's Avodas Hashem in these diburim as well. But we have no idea what it is. This is unfathomable. This is P'chinas Nishma. The mitzvah itself is Nasa, we know what to do. The other diburim is Nishma. We don't know what to do about it. V'zeh b'chinas Torah v'tfilah. This constitute Torah and Tfilah. Nasa b'chinas Torah. You know, the practical, the deed, let's do. This is the Torah. Hainon niglas, that which is revealed. Masha de'alekayim, that which you know how to do, how to fulfill. V'nishmo, and we shall hear, hem p'chinas nistaris. This is the mysteries. B'pchinas diburei Torah. These are the words of the Torah. Shema diburim shel Torah shesvivos kol mitzvah. That's the diburim of Torah that are around every single mitzvah. Shem p'chinas nistar. What's the avodas Hashem that is intrinsic in them, or that they imply, is a mystery. We don't know. We don't know how to serve Hashem with this. This represents the tefillah, the prayer. This is adherence and connection to Hashem. Because hearing depends on the heart. As it is said that Shlomo HaMelech said to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, "V'nosato le'avdecha lev shamea," and you should give your servant, your slave, a hearing heart, a heart that is capable of hearing. Shlomo HaMelech said, so you should be able to judge your people. So you see that shmiya, that hearing, depends on the heart. There is shmiyim basically means to be able to receive sounds that are made elsewhere and to comprehend them, to decipher them. There are many levels of hearing. There is hearing begashmis, you can hear. There is hearing beruchnius. You can say, when somebody, mentally, when somebody tells you something, you can say, I hear you. Right? Means you don't just physically hear what he's saying. You hear the intent behind what he's saying as well. You're receptive to the intent. In other words, you decipher the inner. So this is done through the heart. He says you should give you should give your servant, your slave, a hearing heart to do mishpat, which means that he will sit there and his heart will tell him who is the one who's telling the truth. So we say, okay, why the heart? Why should the heart be the one to tell them the truth? What is intuition? What's the story with that? Only the Indian is as follows. A person has, so we said it a few times, but it's worth repeating. A person has a mind and has a heart. The mind, every person's mind it's a very cold instrument. The things it can do, things it cannot do. That's it. Every brain has its IQ, has whatever is, whatever hardwiring, that particular brain has, and that's it. You can teach it, you can specialize various things, whatever it is, but basically, a person is a person. A mind is a mind. The mind is a calculator that learns facts. What is the right thing? What is the wrong thing? 1 plus 1 is 2, this is right. 1 plus 1 is 3, this is wrong. And also morally, to be nice to people is right, and to be bad to people is wrong. It's just the mind is a clear judge. It's a measuring tool, measuring mechanism that measures things and comes up with, okay, that's the calculator, that's the result. This is the mind. The heart is a different story. The heart wants, it craves. They claim it craves White Castle. All right, that's what their heart craves, what you crave. White Castle. Okay. The heart wants, the heart doesn't care. It's right, it's wrong, it's this, it's that. I don't care. I want it. I crave it. Now, there is an interrelationship by a person between the heart and the mind. When the heart leads the person goes after his heart. It's what Chazal said, the Rishonim and Birshus Liban, they are in the Rishus of their hearts. They are under the authority of their hearts. They do what they want. When the heart is the one who leads the way, the mind is subordinate to the heart. So the mind turns and becomes a hearty mind. What does it mean, a hearty mind? It loses its capacity to be impartial and just to say, this is right, this is wrong. It loses its capacity to be a moral GPS. And it becomes subjugated to the heart. The mind is working on explaining why what the heart wants is right. In other words, instead of telling the heart what is right, it takes what the heart wants and it takes reality and changes it and explains it so the proof will be that the heart is right. So the Muslims, they want to kill. They want to kill. Yeah. They're angry, they're downtrodden, they're upset. They haven't done anything in centuries. They bring absolutely nothing to the table. They didn't create anything. They live like animals. Good. They're angry. Okay, now they're angry and they are totally inferior to anybody. They're inferior to Slovenia, they're to Kazakhstan, they're inferior to anybody. They're garnished. So what are they? So they're angry. Okay, when you're angry, you can exercise, you can make yourself feel powerful if you kill the other guy. If you kill the other guy, then you are, Mr. Big. You want to kill. So they have a philosophy that teaches them that killing is good. the mind turns around and explains why what the heart wants is good. On the other hand, if the person follows the mind, in other words, the directive of the mind, what the mind says is right, it drags the heart kicking and screaming, because the heart still wants what it wants. But over time, the heart has no choice. It changes. What happens to it is conditioned to want what the mind says it's good. Instead of the mind explaining why what the heart wants is good, the heart becomes, starts wanting what the mind, what the mind says is good. At that point in time, the heart becomes a much greater instrument of perception than the mind can ever be. Because the heart can imagine, the heart can believe, which means this is without boundaries. You can believe anything, right? When you want and believe only which is good, the heart can have hasagas that the mind, that it's just a cold instrument. What it can, it can. What it can't, it can't. That's it. You can't fit 5 pounds into a 2-pound bag. The heart can understand things, can perceive things that the mind has no chance of even coming close. That's the mystery behind the pasuk that says, "Ubelev kol chacham lev nasati chochma." And they're going to build the Mishkan, and they needed the craftsmen, the artisans. So it says, in the heart of everyone, of a wise heart, I have given wisdom. What does the wisdom do in the heart? It should be in the brain. No. That wisdom of the heart, once the heart follows the mind, that is a much higher hasaga of the heart. The heart can understand things that the mind never can. This is the explanation that I got from Nosson Liebermensch many years ago. Now, there is a rule, En lo ladayin elo ma she'ein haroyes. The only thing that the dayan can judge is whatever he sees. Seeing is not believing. Seeing is knowing. Well, you know what you see. It's not, I'll believe it when I see it. No, then you'll know. That belief is in the heart. That he will go with such a heart to do mishpat, in other words, such chokhmah, and to follow the mind in such a way that his heart will be able to tell things that his own mind, of the person who is Vayechka Mikol Odom, the wisest of all men, right? That his heart will be able to know things that even his mind cannot know. And that is who is guilty and who is innocent. It's like sometimes, like, you get a feeling that something is wrong. You don't have no evidence. Everything looks okay. But your heart tells you something's out of whack. Something doesn't smell right. Okay? What is smell? Smell is not an eye. It's not a knowing. It's a sensing. This is the the of heart is the of hearing on a very deep level, on a very deep madrega. Says, okay, this. So the hearing depends on the heart. What is the work of the heart? Since the nishma depends on the heart, and the tefillah is the avodah of the heart, so the nishma equals tefillah. Now, that's just by connecting the dots, so to speak. this is this, and this is this, and this is this. Okay. But there's a deeper level to this inyan. Because tefillah hainu bitul v'dveikus le'ensof. Tefillah represents like a canceling out of yourself, becoming one with the Kodesh Baruch Hu. Kodesh Baruch Hu is called Ein Sof, Kodesh Baruch Hu is called infinity, because the Kodesh Baruch Hu is beyond all the worlds, all the universes. Ki Ein Sof, what is defined as Ein Sof, as infinity? Ubchinas ma she'ein bo tfisa, something that is unfathomable. You cannot grasp it. Mechmat she'ein bo tfisa b'zeh, since you don't have a grasp on these things, as we said, these are the Diburei Tefillah, Diburei Torah, which are around the mitzvah, which is the Nister. Ubchinas Tefillah Dveikus. This is Tefillah, this is Dveikus, this is that which is Bchinas Ein Sof. Shurak bitul Ein Sof. It's only, you don't know what to do. You don't understand anything in it. You're just bottled to the Kodesh Baruch Hu. You're cancelled out like you don't exist. You are one with the Kodesh Baruch Hu. Since the tefillah is bitul and vekas, the Kodesh Baruch Hu, beyond comprehension, beyond the seichel, only the feeling of the heart. The person, his heart is like yearning, is like kvelling, is like wishing to get to Kodesh Baruch Hu. This is a level of nishma. It's a level that you don't have a perception in there, you don't have awareness there, you don't have a comprehension there. It's just an urge, just a longing, just to a Kodesh Baruch Hu. This depends on the heart. That the heart that you long and you crave in your heart to get to be zoicha to a madrega which is higher than where you're holding now. And you totally misbat yourself to it. You let go of whatever it is now in order to get to the next one. And daven, you daven to Kodesh Baruch Hu incessantly to get it. That's why the tefillah, a state of tefillah, is akin to a state of nister, to a state of that you don't have a soga. It's beyond the seichel. Now, Siman Yud, v'yesh b'chol darga v'dargo v'chem b'chol olam v'olam b'chinas nasa v'nishma. This nasa v'nishma is fractal. In every single world there's nasa v'nishma, in every madrega there's nasa v'nishma. Wherever it is that you're holding, there's what you know, and there's what you're yet to know. There's what you understand, and what you are longing to understand. This is an endless process. Each one, according to his madrega, has a certain bechina of nasa, bechinas Torah. In al hayna niglos, like that which is revealed to you, that's what you know. The bechinas nishma, you also have an aspect of nishma. She bechinas nistaris. This is that which is mystery. This is you don't know. Bechinas tefillah kanal. This is your tefillah. Anybody that ascends, goes up to a higher madrega than what he was before, what happens is, azai naseh ma'nishma shaloi, that which was a mystery to you, was unknown to you until now, Pchinas nasa. Now it becomes nasa. It becomes, we will do it. It becomes revealed to you. That which was unknown, now it is known. Good. So what are you doing with nishma? We don't have nishma, no. Yesh lo pchinas nishma acheres. Now you have a higher bechina of nishma that is hidden from you. V'chen midarga ledarga. This happens from one level to the next. This is every person by himself. V'chen kol adam, every single person, if you're according to his madrega, in other words, the person in totality, yesh lo b'chinas nasa v'nishma. He has a different person. People have different nasa v'nishma. V'chen b'chol oilam, in each universe of the Daled Oilamas, there's Nasa v'Nishma. Because that which is to Olam Hazeh Nishma, which is the realm of the celestial, the Galgalim. That's the world of the Kechovim, the Mazolas, which is higher than this one. The Bchinas Nase, in other words, that which to Olam Hazeh is the Olam Galgal, to the Olam Galgalim is Nase. They have a higher nishma. To this world, the unfathomable universe, stars, galaxies, it's way beyond. It's not our realm b'chlal. We don't have any tfisa. We can watch it into this, but there's no tfisa in it b'chlal. Beyond that, to that realm of the celestial cycles, all the universes, whatever that has collectively a Bchinas Nishma which is much higher than that. That which we say, like, whoa, look at this universe, it looks infinite, whatever it is. For us, this is Nishma.
Yeah.
For them, it's Nasa. For that level, it's Nasa. They have a much higher. Atkan